Good late afternoon, my Dolly friends. It is Tuesday, November 26th. In 2 days, it will be Thanksgiving here in the United States of America. I am coming on today. This is going to be kind of a Gina's World type of video, so I'm going to be catching you up on things that are going on in my life. Plus, I'm just going to kind of introduce myself a little bit because I do have a lot of new subscribers. Thank you to my new ones, and thank you to those who keep returning and watching again. Without you, I would have no channel. So, new subscribers, I hope you continue to come back and watch. And those that have been with me for a very long time, more gratitude in the bottom of my heart than I can put into words. So thank you. Thank you all. Now, this sweet little reborn baby boy that you see in front of you was actually my very, very first reborn. What I do know about him is that he came from Nana's Precious Reborns on reborns.com. Anna Lane was his creator. He was made in June of 2021, and he is 4 pounds and 10 ounces and 14 inches long. I had originally, and he has, now this is an older sculpt. I trust this artist. I do not have a COA because he was a hybrid. She used a head from one baby, and she used full-size limbs from another because this baby, this real born, had actually come originally with 3/4 arms and 3/4 legs, and she didn't like that, so she switched it. At one point, I was told the head was the Anna Sculpt, ANA. Like I said, this is an older, bountiful baby. I'm not even sure if he was a real born or just a Denise Pratt sculpt. Can't remember exactly. I have part of my paperwork out, but not all of it. When I first got him, one of my dream names for a little boy was always Logan Robert. Logan just because I like the name, Robert because it was after my father and now my late husband. And I always called him that. He's probably, let's see, I started he's probably been in my collection about 4 years. And, I just never interact with him, or very, very seldom. And I started finally wanting to think about why. And I think it's because I didn't give him the right name. And I had a different reborn baby at one point, and that baby I had named for my firstborn grandchild, who was born in 2021. And I had shown it to my daughter when she came for a visit, and she was just horrified that I thought her son looked like that doll. So, when your daughter has a reaction like that, you kind of, anyway, I sold the doll. So, and then this one just sat forever. Well, I finally have changed his name, and he is now Richard Joseph the Third. His daddy is a Richard Joseph. We'll start at the beginning. His grandpa is a Richard Joseph. His daddy is a Richard Joseph. And now he is Richard Joseph. So that's 1, 2, 3 of them. Triplet is 3, the word triplet. So my grandson's name is Trip. That's what they call him. That's what he goes by, TRIPP. And that's what I have named this baby. So everyone meet Trip. My grandson was born in May of 2021, and I got this little guy in June of 2021. This little Trip here that's laying in front of you weighs 4 pounds and 10 ounces and is 14 inches long. my precious, and I have his birth announcement card, but I want to cover their last name. You don't need to see that. You do not need to see their last name, guys. Sorry. And if you miss the part that says it has 3 on it, I'm too bad. But he was born 4 pounds and 15 ounces and was 18 inches long. The real Trip, the living Trip. This baby is now my living Trip, my grandson's namesake. And since I have changed his name, I'm holding him, I'm getting him out, I'm enjoying dressing him. It's amazing what a name change can do. So, this is Trip now, guys. Just wanted you to know. Now, guys, I don't know, some of you are familiar, because you do. This is Gina Bear. She is a Charlie Bear. Her name from the Charlie Bears is actually Gina, and I just adore her. And she's kind of the mascot of my channel, although she doesn't come on all the time. She comes on sometimes, because she's awfully busy. And today I needed her to help me with Trip and to keep an eye on Jiminy. Jiminy here is also a little Charlie Bear, but you know, Jiminy, he may be tiny. I mean, look, he fits in the palm of my hand. He's itty bitty. But Jiminy's a little bit of a stinker. Jiminy runs around and looks for honey all the time. He one time tried to let all the bees in the house, in the condo, so that they could build a hive so he could have easier access to honey. He is always getting into my refrigerator and eating my blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. He's just a little stinker. So Gina had to come and kind of keep an eye on him. I do want you to know too, Trip is actually wearing the original outfit he came home in. I put him back in it, and I'm going to keep him in it for quite a while. I'm just enjoying that. So, some funny things to tell you. Some serious things. Some funny things. Funny thing. Well, not so funny, but how I handled it was funny. Long story short, my dear son's girlfriend, the girlfriend's mother fell and is hospitalized and had to have surgery. She is doing all right, but I've been praying for her and thinking about her, and so I sent a card or some prayers, and anyway, I told her I was praying for her, things like that. So I addressed the card to them, and I thought, you know, I have those little address labels. You know, I put the stamp. I have those address labels. I'm going to go ahead and get one out and just stick it in the corner. Here's what I did that's funny. I looked and 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 I could not find them. I could not find them. I spent 20 minutes. And you know, I could have written it on the envelope. Probably in 2. Why I spent all that time looking, I don't know. I just wanted them. So finally I gave up and wrote my return address on it. Took the card down so that when the mailman comes today, they'll pick up the outgoing mail. Okay. Decided to make a list of people I wanted to send a Christmas card to, and dug out my Christmas cards because I have some left over that I want to use up. But I wanted to see, you know, do I need another box? Do I have enough? Turns out I do need another box. Not a big deal. That's what, but I thought, you know, anyway, when I pulled the cards out and I looked, I thought, what's this right on top? Oh, look, I have some extra forever stamps. So I won't have to buy stamps. I'll need to count those with what I have. I probably won't even need to buy stamps. That's great. You know what was under the stamps? Return address labels. So apparently I had put them with my Christmas cards, but I only have 3 left. So, yeah. So I'll have to order some more return address labels, but and they won't get here in time for Christmas. So I'll just use those 3 and handwrite the rest, or cheat and use anyway. I was gonna say or cheat and use some that my dad has for this current address, because I rent this condominium from him. He owns it, so he has a ton of it. So I may just cross his name off the top and put my first initial and last name, and the rest, it's all the same. Anyway, gotta tell you a funny joke now. Here, well, yeah, let's tell you a joke. Okay. God promised men that good and obedient wives would be found in all the corners of the world. Then he made the world round and laughed and laughed. I'm sorry, but I just think that tells me, you know what, God has a wonderful sense of humor when we can have jokes like that and laugh, and it was just funny to me. Lately, what I have been doing in my personal life is a lot of self-care, reorganization of my condominium. I say mine, but I live here, so, but it's not really mine, it's Dad's, but that's okay. Actually, it's a blessing, because without my father, without my mother, after my husband had died, I'm not sure where I would have wound up living, truthfully. And they have kept not only a roof over my head, but a roof in a very good, very safe neighborhood. And this place is beautiful. And I'm just so blessed. And for a while in my life, I think maybe because my husband had passed, maybe because of all the pressure I'd been under for years and years and years and years, maybe because of grief I had not processed when my first husband and I got a divorce. I am divorced twice. Or no, not divorced twice. Married twice. Married twice. My first husband and I got a divorce. My second husband of 20 years became very ill, and I guess we'd been married 12 years when he got ill. We were married for 20. He was sick the last 8 years of our life. The last 2 in particular were not fond memories because of me watching him suffer and decline. When I say not fond, not his fault. I'm not trying, no blame. Just hard. And then now I'm in a stage of my life where I was kind of looking around and saying, my friends, a lot of them are retired. Some are getting ready to retire. And they're at an age where their children are grown, they're out of the house, and they are spending time together and planning their dream vacation. Spending that time together and welcoming grandchildren. And I'll never have that. And that always made me sad. That always made me depressed. I'm also the type of person who truly hates being alone. So I'm great when I'm on the phone with somebody, if I'm at your house visiting, if you're at my house. But then you leave, or I come home, or I go to work and I'm busy and I'm with people, and then I come home and I'm alone and the house is empty. And I love my fish. That's a whole nother, we're not going to get into my fish hobby, but I do still have some fish, but they live in a very small area, and I only have 4 fish, and they can live in there. It's fine. But I've kind of got it set up like I've got this huge fish bowl is what I basically did. And that's better for me than fish tanks, than a larger fish tank, which some people would say, that's nothing. But anyway, what I discovered about myself and fish and the fish hobby was that although I love fish, I really don't like a fish tank bigger than 5 gallons. So it took me a while to figure that out, but I did. And 5 gallons are actually hard to keep the water parameters balanced than anything larger, but it's easier for me to handle doing water changes when I need them. And yeah, so it works out. It works out better. It works out better for me, and I'm very happy. But anyway, I recently found this brand new song. It's been out. It's a Christian song. It's been out since 2023. I never heard it before. I don't know. I guess I was too busy, too blinded, like by a heavy weight of, I don't know. I mean, I do suffer from depression, but I always took my medicine. Not that that makes you happy, but it makes you able to cope. So what the heck is wrong? But I felt numb. It was like I had emotions and I felt things, and like what seemed to really be expressed and could come out easily was anger. And I had all these feelings of tears, like locked in my body, that couldn't come out. So, in part of my self-care and working with my doctor, I have been weaned off my antidepressants. And guys, it took a while. This didn't happen overnight, I can tell you. Because I was on these antidepressants for more than 20 years. So I didn't come off them. Oh, well, you just stopped taking them. Not the way it worked. But I have a wonderful doctor who really listens, and this is just my primary care. And we just, we talked. In fact, I have another follow-up, a visit with him in January. I'll probably see the nurse practitioner, but he knows, and she knows. And they worked with me for months to get me to where I want to be. And it's almost like this numbing, heavy, like veil that I could see through, but not really, not clearly, lifted. It lifted from my body, and it's gone. And am I happy that I'm alone? No, but you know what? Now when I come home and I play with my babies, I'm happy. Now when I feed my fish, although I want a furry companion, I would like a little itty bitty dog, and or a little bitty cat, or a kitty. Actually, I'd like both, but I'll settle for one or the other. At one point, my dad had told me that if I wanted to, I could have their cat Vito, and we were getting it all set up and ready to go, and my mama changed her mind. So I don't know for sure if I'll get Vito, but I'm hoping to, and if not, there will be another kitty, or maybe I'll find a little bitty dog that I'll litter box train. So that's a whole nother, but I feel like I need a living, breathing being with me at home. Because as I said, before when I wasn't with anybody, I came home and I was like, I couldn't. But now when I come home, at least I'm happy because I've got my dollies. I've got, I talk to people on the phone. Then I go to bed. And I'm busy. I'm doing self-care and changing my life. So basically, I have found happiness again. And one of the things that really helped me find happiness again was this song, Christian song from 2023 called "Counting My Blessings." It's by Seth Schutler. Schutler. It's his first name is S-E-P-H. Last name S-C-H-L-U-E-T-E-R. And I heard the song for the first time 3 days ago. Couldn't get it out of my head. Guys, I cried buckets. I have not cried. I didn't cry when my husband died. I had not cried. All these years, he's been gone for 4.5 years, almost 5, 4 years, 4 years and 9 months to be exact. I never cried. At first, I thought that was because I had cried so much before he died, when he first got diagnosed, but when he actually died, I couldn't cry. I couldn't. So here's the words to the chorus. And if you want to listen to it yourself. It's a very simple song, but the chorus starts, and I don't think he's talking about death. I think this is uplifting. I think this is saying, this is our lives, and always remember to thank God, and always remember to count our blessings, which I already knew that in my head, but in my heart, I didn't quite follow it. And that's the other thing. I have really, 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 really for myself connected back with God and put him back into the center of my life, and I just feel so much better. So here's the chorus, and I'm not going to sing it. I'm going to read you the words. 1, 2, 3, up to infinity. I'd run out of numbers before I could thank you for everything. God, I'm still counting my blessings, all that you've done in my life. The more I look in the details, the more of your goodness I find. Father, on this side of heaven, I know that I'll run out of time, but I will keep counting my blessings, knowing I can't count that high. I don't know why, but it makes me tear up every time. Anyway, I can't get it out of my head. I'm learning the words to it. I play it 2 and 3 times a day. Like on the way to work, on the way home to work. Now I only play it once because it's on my cell phone, and then I bring it up, and it's not through my car radio, so I'm not, I turn it on when I get in and listen, and then once it's over, that's it. But anyway, that's kind of all that's been going on. It's just such a change, and I don't know, God is so good, and he's just worked so well, and I feel so much better, like with this little guy here. Excuse me, Jiminy, I'm gonna move you, baby. Yeah. And Gina Bear, thank you so much. You did a wonderful job taking care of Mr. Tripp here. Let me move you. I'm gonna pick up my darling boy here. And I'm gonna give him a little cuddle. Oof. Guys, I love him. I love him. I am having a renewed sense of love for my dolls. And I've made some decisions about about the hobby and how I'm going to move forward in it, and things that I'm going to be doing. And I feel like they're good, solid decisions. I don't feel wishy-washy with them anymore. So all this is good. I hope that each and every one of you have a wonderful and blessed day. Oh, and if you heard my dishwasher running, I'm sorry, but it was full and I needed to run it so I can empty it, and then I have about 2 plates and 3 cups, maybe 4 cups in my sink right now that I need to get out of there. So I have to run the dishwasher and put those away, and then I can start reloading. But anyway, this is little Tripp, and he's adorable. And my daughter just posted some pictures on Facebook of her baby girl, little Francesca. Oh my gosh. Of course, I am the Nona. So, anytime you're the grandparent, you always think their pictures are absolutely darling. But I'm telling you, these are absolutely darling. So I will be posting a few more pictures of my precious granddaughter, Francesca, and my precious grandson, Tripp, on Instagram. And I'm going to be posting some pictures of my babies. Because of you all, I have over 500 subscribers. And now I can post on the Community Mall on YouTube. So thank you again, guys. Always remember that no matter what you're going through, God loves you and He's always there for you. Bye-bye.